When I was in high school, I came to fear the sound of a bell by sophomore year. I recall that the only thing that kept me at ease during the pandemic when we had online schooling was that I didn't have to hear a bell. And why is that? Because in 2020 to 2021, there was a total of 93 school shootings with casualties. And more than any year since, data collection began according to the report of indicators of school crime and safety. While it's true that I haven't experienced one as my very at my very own school and any of my school years gratefully. There has been many times where there was threats approached to our schools, and that includes across worldwide and statewide in in our area. So my name is Natalie Rivera, and I'll be discussing school safety as a whole, the holes in its improvements, and what can be done to prevent these incidents from occurring. The history of school safety and the improvements made. School safety, according to the National Center of Safe, Supportive Learning Environments, is the creation of safe environment for children in and around schools from any kind of abuse, violence, bullying, harassment, substance use, threats, theft, disaster, fire, and transportation issues. School safety efforts can be dated back as early as 1970 as stated by the National Institute of Justice, and ever since has shown great improvements. The official school safety website by the U.S. government updates possible school threats and what can be done in these situations, such as in preventing a possible threat and how to know the signs of what programs can be put into place to reduce these threats, such as reporting resources, assessments, and models that can be used. And as of last semester, I was able to observe a classroom and the teacher also let me review their lengthy plan that they used that can assist them in situations that can compromise the safety of these students. And that includes all the possible um, things that can compromise the safety of students that we mentioned before. So if in the case that we've seen all these improvements that have been made, why are there so many incidents school year after school year? So let's talk about our second point now, the growth in danger to school safety. It's not entirely true that there has been a growth, but not as evident in different places that we've seen. So school violence, as we know, isn't new. Yet the growth of media in everyone's fingertips has raised a much needed awareness to the problem over the course of many years. Shootings are a high-profile case, as we've known, that get lots of attention, raising awareness to school officials stated by the National Institute of Justice. Yet there are many other factors that we stated previously to school safety, such as the American Psychology Association reports that about half of children in the U.S. experience a traumatic event in their childhood, and many of these events tend to happen at school. For example, we can see that nationally, just under 70% of students reported to be cyberbullied away from school in 2013, while during the 2012 to 2013 school year, 21.5% of students reported being bullied in school. And then we see that the youth ages from 10 to 20 were harassed by peers over the past year, and 54% were harassed in person only. And these things tend to happen while in school, tragically. As we've seen, there's a high need to improve school safety. As we saw before, we tend to only see how schools can better this improvement over the course of years, but what can we do to improve the school safety? For those who work in schools like myself, there are things that we can do to help students stay informed of the resources available to them. Fostering a calm and safe school environment. The Federal Commission on School Safety reported that fostering a culture of connectedness is an important aspect of school safety. By doing so, students are more likely to communicate their concerns about their peers. Now, if we don't work in a school, that doesn't mean that we can't help. Proximity isn't always one way to help. There was a really good article by Vigilant Tiger Security that has 15 ways to improve school safety in detail. And one of the examples I'd like to know is neighborhood watch programs. Neighborhood watch programs could help keep the area of the school safe, as well as together they can come together to see what the school could also improve, such as maybe the lighting around the school, maybe setting up more people to watch over when students are coming out of the school, as well as maybe um, setting like talking to the city hall about what improvements can be made together. They can discuss these things. So putting these things together, we have seen how school safety as we know it has been heavily remarked over the course of the years and has gained much needed attention. From the tragedies that hit to what could have been prevented. What we now know of what can be done from an outside perspective should be life changing. In this time frame, we learned school safety and its improvements, the incidents that came and to sadly fall upon schools and what can be done to prevent it. Not only that, but we can also what we can do to prevent it. So if you're a parent and you understand that the importance of wanting to keep your child safe at all times, that even if you're not, which not everybody is a parent, we've all gone to school. And we all know somebody who goes to school. So let's not let this happen to the people we love. Thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you have a good day.